Hello dear friends, let's talk about problems of Audi A6 C7. In general, the opinions issued by users and mechanics are positive, which given the sophistication of the model and its complexity, should be highly appreciated, at least for now. With the 2.8 FCI engine, there is a risk of valve problems as well as variable valve timing, mainly due to bad oil. With a 3.0 TDI engine, problems of 150,000 to 200,000 usually occur kilometers. Chains, there are 3 in this generation of engines, earlier more, unfortunately, have a tendency to tow. And since the timing mechanism is placed on the side of the gearbox, there is a lot of work to be replaced. There is a problem with a leak in the seal of the upper part of the oil pan and a leak under the cover of the timing mechanism. Interestingly, the 3.0 TFSI petrol has similar chain problems. In his case, however, there are 2 differences. First, there is no crankcase leak, and secondly, the same expensive timing mechanism, more complex and therefore a little more expensive, 4 chains. The typical defect of the 2.0 TDI diesel engine EA189 offered until 2014 is a damaged EGR cooler. With the 2.0 TFSI petrol, the problem is the coolant pump. Typical electrical problems include faulty motors for opening the fuel filler flap. Fortunately, the manufacturer foresaw the possibility of opening the lid with a hand strap in the trunk. Intense use multitronic can cause problems, and if broken, it is extremely expensive to repair, and it is better to look for a used gearbox right away. The S-tronic has problems with typical mechatronic failures, the wear of an expensive clutch assembly. Unfortunately, high torques do not serve the best for dual clutch transmissions. The driving style is also very influential. The service life of these elements can be increased by changing the oil over time. The manufacturer recommends that you do this every 60,000 kilometers. In addition to the bugs characteristic of the engine versions, the A6 sometimes has problem with electronics. Users also complain of cracks in the headlights and tail lights and antennas of the navigation system. In the case of semi-trailers equipped with automatic opening and closing of the tailgate, sometimes this mechanism breaks down. In certain vehicles, fuel can leak at the fuel rail. Leaking fuel near the ignition source can increase the risk of vehicle fire. The Audi A6 models affected by this recall were manufactured between September 2013 and April 2018. The auxiliary heating element electrical connection may not be fully secured during the installation process. This can lead to an increase in contact resistance in the connector area. In such cases, thermal overload can occur, which can lead to fire. The Audi A6 models affected by this pullback are diesel engines without factory-fitted parking heaters and manufactured between July 2014 and October 2014. In isolated cases, the oil may enter the servo brakes through the vacuum hoses. This can lead to damage to the servo amplifier diaphragm and consequently to a reduction in the braking force, which can lead to an accident. The recall applies to vehicle manufactured between March 2012 and December 2012. Differences in the initiation mixture of the airbag device or pretensional belt may cause the airbag or pretensional belt is not activated in the event of an accident. These vehicles were manufactured between July 2016 and December 2016. For all gasoline engines, the oil change interval is 15,000 kilometers or a year. whichever comes first. That is why we recommend the same interval for diesel. Who drives more dynamically, even with diesel, let the oil change after 10,000 kilometers.